I would want to very heartily commend the National Commandant for the effort that has been put into planning this. I'm very aware that the MANO organization is a voluntary organization, so this is a very impressive step to take, in my opinion, and I can only wish him more successes throughout his tenure of leadership, along with other national leaders and state leaders of the Man O' War organization as well. The topic for today is very timely: the need to reclaim our country and the need to also ensure that we promote key citizenship values among our people, especially our young people, as they are the next generation of this country. So I would say events of this sort are very timely, very useful for us as we strive to build a nation that all of us can be proud of. And I would certainly want to encourage the MANO organization to carry on with their efforts to properly engage citizens and to have events of this sort, even at the subnational level as well. And I'm also quite hopeful that I'm able to support subsequent engagements, as engagements of this sort are usually very impactful. We've actually gone pretty far. The bill is being sponsored by the chairman of the House Committee on Youth Development, Honorable Martins Essen. He's been a very wonderful ally because he also understands the need to revitalize the CLTC, and he has given us a lot of support in that regard. We also have partners from the development sector. Yaga Africa is leading with assisting, the efforts for the processes that need to be taken to ensure passage of the bill by God's grace. And the CLTC as well has been involved in the process since the beginning. One thing I ensured I did was to ensure that the bill itself was drafted by the center, just to make sure it's not me infusing my ideas as a presidential aide, but also understanding what the organization actually wants, and that forms the core of the law that we are now trying to pass. So it's been presented for first reading. We're waiting for second reading and committee work, and we've been following up as well to ensure that things can move on a bit quicker and we can get the results that we want hopefully soon. Bearing in mind, of course, that we'll still have to wait for concurrence even after the House has passed it, hopefully, and then, conclude the work. And I must also commend the leadership of the Ministry of Youth Development, ably led by Comrade Ayodele Olawande, the Honorable Minister, and the PS, Dr. Olubimi Olusoya, for the support that they've also shown us in our quest to, breathe new life into CLTC and by extension the MANO organization. So we're really doing all we can to ensure that we get the bill passed soon, as that would really impact quite a lot. It's going to be like a new lease of life. Essentially, it's going to be like the center and the organization being completely born again with the kind of things that we have in mind. But I can't really speak to the contents of the bill yet because, when you're considering a bill during the debate process and then the public hearing, it's very likely that some provisions might still be modified along the way. But what we have put in there, I believe, represents the collective yearnings and aspirations of everybody involved in CLTC, whether it's the agency or the MANO organization, to really push for the things that we want to see in the new agency and the new MANO.
The program is a public lecture and a NEC meeting of MANO Nigeria, the Executive Council of MANO Nigeria. Of course, the essence is to sensitize them on their roles and responsibilities, which is, of course, to create sensitization to all Nigerian youth, to ensure that people as citizens are conscious of their rights, responsibilities to the country as a whole. Today we have discovered that discipline among the young Nigerians is at lower ebb, and that is why it's one of the basic reasons why this gathering is being called, and to ensure that we promote that spirit of patriotism among Nigerians, where Nigerians do not think about what the country can do for them, but what they can do for the country, for its development. Advice to government is to ensure that they speed up the acts at the National Assembly, that is the act establishing the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, so that they can do their job better to ensure that citizens are actually conscious of their rights and, of course, their privileges too. The essay to the President on Citizenship and Leadership Training has been doing her best in this regard, and the DG2 has been very, very hardworking in these areas. The Honorable Minister of Youth has been very, very hardworking in this regard as well. And I believe that with all this, in no distant time, when the bill is being passed, I'm sure the office is going to do its best to ensure that government gets a reasonable result, and the citizens will feel the pulse, the youth at the informal sector who do not know anything about government programs and policies. Programs and policies of government are driven by the citizens, and that is why government must, as a matter of fact, organize programs, invest heavily to ensure that citizens are aggressively informed about the policies of government.
We observe that a lot of Nigerian citizens have left security in the hands of government and security agencies alone, and we feel as an organization there is need for us to begin to sensitize and conscientize citizens on their responsibility to the country and even to themselves. That security, it is a collective responsibility and should not be left in the hands of government alone and in the hands of security agencies. So we should begin to see it as our responsibility. Today is a public lecture, and it is targeted at sensitizing citizens on their rights to collaborate, and when they see something, to say something, especially that has to do with security issues around our environment. So that is why we are here, and we equally hold it as a duty as an organization to continue to sensitize and inform members of the public on their role as far as security is concerned. You look at the country presently, probably because of the economic situation or thereabouts, a lot of young people are running away from volunteerism, and there is need for us to bring back that culture of volunteerism into our youth. From our own part, as a volunteer organization, we are going back to primary school and secondary school to ensure that we catch our pupils and students young by inculcating in them the values of patriotism and the values of good citizen. So we have already mapped out strategies to ensure that in every public primary and secondary school we have manual being reintroduced back, and not only to reintroduce them and be teaching them the values of patriotism, we equally want to go into offering that security service to our schools. Our schools are vulnerable, and we equally hold our people's and our students' responsibility to protect them. And we are doing it in collaboration with the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies. Our appeal to the Nigerian government is to look into the bill currently in the National Assembly, to give it accelerated passage, and so that manual can come up and play its expected role in the community. Our role is to collaborate and support or complement the effort of other security agencies. So if this bill is being passed, it will help a long way to fulfill our vision and our mission to Nigerian citizens.